I do see some movement in the courtroom, meaning that the good doctor is in the courtroom. No sound, but there is Dr. Koenig entering the courtroom for day 9 of testimony, which is expected to be the final day before the jury gets this case, meaning the closing arguments and any other witnesses, if they are brought in, we'll hear from as well. So that's just the doctor coming in earlier, still no judge, and obviously no jury. So as soon as they are up and running, Michael, we'll let you know, and I'll cut you off and we'll go in. But I want to ask you about the close from the state side, or from the defense side now. What do you hone in on in terms of a theme here, that this was just, I guess, a fight on a hill and a bump on a head?
You know what? Ted? You know what I would hone in on? I would hone in on my biggest weakness, which is the fact that his son testified against him. Again, the imagery of his son looking just like him, testifying, saying that my dad told me he tried to kill her. I would have to hone in, because here's the way I would look at it. When the jury gets back into the room, there are politics and group dynamics at play. That's why you rarely see a hung jury. And that's why when you interview juries, they'll say, we came in split, or we came in 9-3. Well, if you came in 9-3, 2 days later, you were unanimous. You sat through a whole trial, the three of you who thought he was, for example, not guilty. And then within 48 hours, you think he was guilty. That means you were overwhelmed by the group dynamics by the other 9. I'm using this as an example. So I would hone in on the one thing that the 3 people or the 4 people who might go in there thinking there's reasonable doubt, for them to latch on to in debate with the other jury members that, hey, he's not guilty. And you know what it would be? The 9 jury members, assuming there's 9-3, assuming that, they would say his son said that he tried to kill her. What are you going to say if you're one of the other jurors? You as a defense attorney, have to give them ammunition. When I'm talking to a jury, I'm giving the jurors ammunition to fight with other jurors the way I want, because I can't be in there arguing with the other jurors. I want jury members to argue on my behalf and on my client's behalf. So they would have to hone in on his son's testimony. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to have to do it, Ted. Maybe they'll come in and say, hey, you know what? That's just his way of talking, or maybe his son didn't remember, or whatever the case may be. But I would hone in on that in the closing argument.
Yeah, and they tried to use the doctor on the stand to get at least an explanation, so it's a great point. Likely they'll double down on what he said in terms of the miscommunication that he had with his son on that hill. Let's get a break.